Hello everyone, I'm Wasiku Zaman Bhuyan, Director of Educational Operations and Master IELTS Trainer of Traditions Global Network, TGN, and today I'll be doing a Writing Task 1 map diagram for you guys, okay? So I already have on Google, I got this, I did a search, a basic search here as you can see, IELTS Map Writing Task 1, and this is what shows up. So this is a common one, right? And I'm sure all of you have seen it. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and try this. Okay. Start a document. Here we go. And let me kind of get this image into our document. So map diagrams are very easy. Maybe later on I'll do other videos for, charts, bar graphs, line graphs, all that good stuff. But for today, just since it's the first video, let's just do a map diagram. So we all know the first thing in any writing task 1 or 2, you must paraphrase the question. So তার মানে আমাদের নিজের ভাষায় এই লাইনটা, the two maps below show an island before and after the construction of some tourist facilities. ঠিক আছে, fine. Now we need to paraphrase this. We need to put it into our own words, right? That's one of the marking criteria in the exam. So let me kind of make the font a bit bigger. And hopefully the zoom should be sufficient. All right, now, excuse the balloons and stuff behind me. We just did a grand opening at our center, so that's why there's a little bit of celebration and stuff like that. So let's see what the first sentence says. আচ্ছা, আমরা দেখি। এখানে বলছে, the two maps below show an island before and after the construction of some tourist facilities. ঠিক আছে? I want you all to remember, do not paraphrase nouns, okay? Impossible. Very difficult, right? So let's avoid that. What I just did right there, I pressed tab on the laptop, but I want you guys to remember, if you're writing, to do like maybe a 1 centimeter gap from the margin. It's called an indentation. Indentation. Okay, what that is, what it does, you get marks for paragraphing, right? You notice margin kintu on the left, but I'm maybe about a centimeter and a half to the right. So let's get started. The maps illustrate, so I'm changing show, right? The maps illustrate an island, right? Before and after some tourist amenities, were built. Full stop, done. Okay. Now after this, in any writing task, the overall overview statement লাগবে, right? Overview statement. So when I look for overview statements, when I see a map or anything, what I look at is acha, the main thing that kind of jumps out at me. Correct. What is something that's jumping out at me? This can be a graph, this can be a bar chart, whatever. Whatever is jumping out at me, that's what I want to mention in the overview sentence. A lot of places, they like to do the overview sentence as a separate little sentence, or they like to do it at the end. Correct. But I think that it's perfectly acceptable to put it with the introduction. Okay? Because think about it, overview and introduction, you're kind of giving the broad perspective. So I feel that it's completely fine. If you follow another pattern, your choice, but I feel like this is a very logical, coherent way to describe what's going on in the map. Now, overall, it can be seen, that, what can we see? Let's go ahead and say before construction, the island was empty. And afterwards, let's go ahead and do this. Whereas afterwards, or let's not even do that. Whereas, let's just say, yeah, that's fine. Whereas, let's do a little comparison, why not? Whereas afterwards, there are many facilities for tourists to use on the, well, we don't even need to say on the island because we already mentioned the island before. Right? Done. Now, I'm trying to keep this as basic and simple as possible, right? So we have our paraphrased first sentence, right? That question. And তারপর আমাদের overview statement একটা দেয়া আছে. And this changes according to whatever you want to, it's your choice, whatever you want to talk about, right? All I said was, it was empty before and after. There are many facilities for tourists to use. No specifics, okay? In a graph or chart, you don't want to use any data in the overview statement, right? So in the writing task one, we know that there's no limitation on body paragraphs. There's no particular structure per se. But এখানে যেহেতু আমাদের দুইটা ম্যাপ দিয়েছে, আমি একটা ম্যাপ আমি ডিসক্রিপশন করব paragraph 1 and আরেকটা করব paragraph 2 তে, right? Body paragraph 2. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to do one of the graphs. I'm going to detail description. I'm going to talk about it in detail on the first paragraph, and in the second one I'm going to do the detailed discussion of the after map. Okay, so, and one thing I want you to notice, do I have anything about the maps below? No, I don't. So don't make that mistake, because here the preposition would be the maps above, but we don't even need to include that preposition per se. It's not necessarily essential. Okay, here the only reason the word below is even part of the thing is because it's trying to show you the direction, but we don't need to do that. Okay, keep that in mind. So let's do body paragraph 1. On the first map, the island was a barren landscape, which had a few trees scattered throughout its landmass. Okay, let's look at some more details, because I saw the trees, right? Okay, I see a beach, obviously. And do you see this scale? Okay, so this scale, it says 100 meters. So basically, the island is not just 100 meters, right? It's about 200 meters. So let's go ahead and mention that. Island itself is about 200 meters long, and there are no particular features to mention other than a beach on the western side. Done. So actually there really is nothing else to say, right? I made a compound sentence here, and I'm just going to put a comma there before the end. That's what's academic standard, okay? Again, I'm going to paragraph. Now, this is where we have to discuss in detail, correct? I like to follow a directional approach. So I like to go either east to west or west to east, whatever way you want to do it, north to south. But it's more like sideways, right? I'm going to go from west to east, okay? How do I know west to east? Well, it's common sense. North, south, east, east, west, right? So relax. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this. So the map depicting the island after construction has many more. We don't even need to write that. It's just unnecessary. The map depicting the island after construction portrays or shows a completely renovated version of the original, right? On the western side, where the beach is, a swimming area has been constructed, right? Full stop. Done. There, to the right of the swimming area are 6 small villas, 4 villas slash huts, because let's just make sure, okay? For tourists to reside in, which encircle some of the trees on the before map, right? Because that's what's happening. Now let's move forward. On the before map. Okay, I have to put this in because this is kind of being used as a name. It says before, right? So now let's move forward. Moving further east, what can we see? Let's go up. I see a restaurant and a reception and a pier. A restaurant, reception, and pier have been built as well. The restaurant, the furthest north, under it is the reception, and the southernmost feature is the pier let's just say that, is the pier which tourists may use to arrive by boat. Okay, done. Let's go more to the, I guess, east, right? How many are those? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 9. Okay. Moving further to the right of the restaurant, or let's say of the reception, because that's basically it. Moving forward, further right from the reception, there are more villas for tourists to come and stay in when they visit the island. Furthermore, there are footpaths, right? Is it footpaths that I saw? I believe so. Footpaths, right. And vehicle tracks built for transportation within the island.